Hey guys, welcome back to another Cooper's World. In this one, we're going to take a look at one of my second cool worlds that I did. This follows the first video where I covered my Mushroom Island I converted. So, taking inspiration off of that later section where I started rebuilding and mossifying the little spawn area, I kind of really took from that and built onto this. This one has a little bit more flair and more uh, more nature oriented, more industrial kind of port city kind of feel. My buddy Jacob over here built his little wood fort here. Called it his little Jamestown. He's not from Virginia, so he doesn't, really understand it. I guess we'll just take a look at his fort real quick first. It's nothing crazy, but it's definitely interesting. So I got a little wood bridge here I made just because I got tired of swimming across here. Originally, he came down here to this island. I set up my little shop here on his little coastline. I didn't want to intrude. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I just set up this little dock here. And well, this used to be a straight right here, so I cut open a channel, allowed access to the sea for fishing and whatnot. And then from there, I think I hopped across, and then I just went on from there. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, like before, all the terrain here is custom. All the coastlines, all hand done. It's not that hard. Yeah, you just gotta get a rhythm going. I think he did something with, I don't know if that's like a bat or something. That beats me. Anyway, he was his first time he tried to do the villagers. Usually I do the villagers or someone else does. Now it's a whole lot harder to do it. But back in this time, you could just swap out their workstations and get whatever you wanted. He has them just scattered all around. Nothing real crazy here though. A couple just standard buildings. Another fortress right there. He's not been on in a while, but I got a little dispenser up there that drops a random item on his house here every time the sun changes, just to annoy him. But he hasn't been on in a while. Here's his little barn. He has a little throne room right here. Something funny. Uh, Yeah, nothing crazy. He has a little stuff here or there. We love these little mini smelters right here. You just throw in, boom. Ain't got to worry about checking it constantly. Now, because this whole thing's made out of wood, and as you can tell, it's raining. If it were to thunder, his whole thing's made out of wood, it'd catch on fire pretty fast. So he put these little stone pillars around the place. Other than that, I mean, he has little guard towers here. That's probably his centerpiece right here. His I can't remember what that translates to, but Imaginarium, you can only take a guess. So please wait to be seated. Oh, this is before we could actually type on the back of signs. But anyway, he has a real nice little thing here. He had a lectern here, but he had to remove it due to his villagers snapping onto it. But overall, pretty good little fort here. He has his mine down here. Now, I do gotta say, as you can probably tell, given my armor bar, that we never really got around to going to the end and defeating the Ender Dragon in this world. We were just more nonchalant, just hanging out. I needed that lead. What am I doing? So, moving on from that coastline, when I came over here, when I first started, I just started testing out this little area over here. I started just terraforming it a bit. I got all the way up to that hill. I didn't, I got some of this coastline, but I didn't want to overwork myself. As you can tell, I mean, it's a pretty standard procedure for making these kind of hills. You just bone meal some moss, get yourself low valleys. Really, these curves and the terrain, think about it as just like a topography map. So draw it however you want. Like these curves seem similar, but I slowly change it up and up and up and up until I eventually get the desired shapes that I want. I have little posts like this for when I was just moving my horses around. I got a little mine down there. That's where I did all my mining. I started doing some custom trees up here like I did in the other worlds. I just never got around to it. I was just doing a whole lot. Um, so over here, I guess I'll start where I started. So over here, I started with this. Oh, let's get Mr. Burrito back over here. So I took that old ship design that I had originally. I'll go park him here. I also brought the foxes over again. I love the foxes. Can't get enough of them. What do you got, buddy? Oh, he has a little lead in his mouth. So I took this little design I had here from the old world, put it in here too. This was my little bed to start with. I got a rail system that connects all the way to my other buddy's house. Me and him, once again, well, this was the first time we partnered up. Uh, he has what could be called a plantation all the way over there. I'll show it in a little bit. But we were kind of going along the lines of 18th century, well, 18th century, 19th century kind of era, maybe a little earlier given the ships. But this is the new modified ship. You can't tell, really. I can tell, though. I fixed a lot of these places. I increased the hull size. Just a lot of cool stuff. It has a lot more functionality. So now, and I also have villagers on here now. So I got my boys here. I don't really use them that often, but same wheel location. I think I made this a little smoother and better. Pretty much the same this. I did make it a little roomier though, side to side though, and I had some functionality. Oh, I got some zombie heads here too, apparently. So I increased the width here to add more storage, because this is where I actually have all my stuff. I like to have a pretty good organizational system. I like to have, oh, yeah, I got all these horns. Beep, beep, beep. Wow. And I got yeah, like I said, we didn't really go to the nether, or to the end, so I don't have shulker boxes. So it's pretty light, pretty standard. Something cool, though, is for the functionality. You can actually climb these masts to the lookout towers. To get to the top one, though, you actually have to climb the rigging. In the real world, you would actually climb the rigging to get up here. But yeah, once you're up here, it's a pretty great view of the whole area. So, as you can see here, once I had this bit, and that bit, I sort of just expanded out from there in all directions. So I think I started off just expanding over that way, and I cut it short. Because every time you expand, you gotta customize the terrain and get the coastline. The coastline's like the first part. I went ahead and did the coastline of my buddy Jacob's island right here. He wasn't too thrilled about me fooling around in his build though. Next, after I built that little shed, I wanted another building here, but I decided to put it over here instead. Oh! So, if you take a look over here, this is the first time I used this kind of building layout. It's a standard stone. I got another little horse holder right here. If you throw them in there, you don't have to worry about having a lead. So this is a little bit more flushed out. Like I have similar variations of this in other worlds, but I think I like this one just the best. So it's like a little blacksmith's. He'll like do stuff for like the local village. I can only assume. He has his bed over here. Here he is. Ain't he a looker? Uh, plenty of cool stuff. I'll keep all my spare armor and whatnot in here. It makes sense. Some bows, candles. This is when I first started messing around with bees. So we got the bees there. I got an auto what do you call this thing? I'm surprised I had one on me. Composter bin. You just throw it in there, give you the meal back. When you're doing this kind of stuff, and you're using the moss block, you get those shrubs. I take the shrubs out just because I don't like the look of them. But you throw them back in there, you get your bone meal back. But over here, my buddy Caleb, he decided to have a little house over here too. He already had his house all the way out in the country over there. I'll show you in a bit. But he decided to have a little shop here too, because you know most big plantation owners had a house in the city too that they would go. So this one's called the Hodge. So you come in here, it's not bad. He's definitely trying out new things. Do 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 do. Anyway, so he has a it's kind of hard to explain. He definitely has a little bit of everything though. I really like this bit right here. You walk through, it's real nice. Reminiscent of my little area, kind of. He has his own little flair though. And then he has a pretty good storage area, pretty well thought out compared to his other. And then this just really irks me. You walk in here, it's off center, and then I don't know what else he was doing. A little balcony there beats me. Oh, I like this area and the area before it. And he has a good sea of lighting too. Don't get me wrong. But over here, this was originally a ram hold. Then he expanded it. A little shelter that leads back up. I think we saw that earlier. It leads back to the surface. So this was to have to hold the livestock and slaves and whatnot. That's what he says. Um, so moving on to that, I guess I'll make the picture a little bit clearer if I actually show you why he built it here. So if you follow me, also he built this little English raft. Anyway, oh, those guys scare the crap out of me. That's the only thing I worry about. So I have similar paths like this pretty much everywhere. In my Star Fort world, I use something similar to this, except for I use a little less granite. It's a pretty good looking path. Don't get me wrong. And like many early harbors and settlements, because I don't know, this is probably like somewhere in North America maybe. You know, they'll just bring their boat ashore. And we have another little raft here. This one used to be tied off. Down there, it used to have like a little rope. I think it busted though. So you can this one's pretty cool. Here's some interesting wood blocks. But over here, this is my prize. So again, you know, I really plan on having more buildings around here, but whatever you get to, whatever you get to. So I kind of loosely base this off of just some general stone harbor. So if you go down this way, so I built this canal. I just cut straight through. That's where we got our villagers. So I pulled the villagers, put them here, and I gave them to Jacob. Hence why this is sort of like a villager trading. You know, you get them to get them. But anyway, so as you can see here, I use a variation of stone wall going down blackstone. So blackstone. Actually, no, that's deep slate. I do use blackstone on the bottom here. So I use blackstone for like the dark, most lower part. And as you can see here again, I usually use similar harbor and like dock design because I just think it looks good. I know what I'm doing. I can modify it too, like this. You can see the attachments are lower in the water. They're not up high. They are up high on the lower ones though. But this entire thing right here, all this seabed was also all custom. Because this, in fact, used to just be a large landmass. It used to come right across there. I mean, I only had a little narrow river. I just destroyed all of it, put it in. I think this is a remnant of, yeah, this is what it would look like. I still spruced this up with some nice bone meal, though. Added some foliage. I like to think that this was an old wall. You know, you put up an old wall like here, you know, just slowly starts fading away due to there's some current coming in, or maybe someone hit it or something. You know, just slowly breaking away. All the loose stuff, they'd probably move. So, you know, I got plenty of little... It's a really great place to just run around, just be talking with your buddies online. You know, I came up with some good styles for brick. You know, I really like having a good brick body. Uh, I took this design and made it a little more modern for my taste. Uh, I had a Tudor style that I used in some of my older worlds. I'll probably make a video about that soon. But I got a little Tudor style here, some nice big windows coming off of the roof there. And as you can see, looks like they're windows, but they're actually just banners. So if you come inside, and I'm a big interior guy, so you get a little porch here you can actually walk on. Now you could put a seat here or something, you know. You walk in. I just got this right here because I was working on it still. You can see I still got all my brick and whatnot. But pretty good for a bar if I got to say so. You know, you got your little glass things here. Just, you know, some good bar. Come up here, second story. Here's where the windows. So these are like shades, you know? And a lot of big taverns like this had plenty of rooms. Little bunk beds. Yeah, I never got around to finishing this, but you get the idea. Coming up here, we got an empty attic, but plenty of room up here for these window spots, which is just what I was going for. Plus, a lot of these old buildings, you know, you'd still have glass, but it wouldn't be double paned windows. That'd just be a solid stack. Back here, oh man, I did have a nice, what do you call it? Moonshine operation back here with the bells and whistles, you name it. Another great thing about using moss is I can hide my lighting sources. Just like that. So you're not seeing torches, although it's nice and lit up. One of the coolest things I like about this whole area is, oh, A, it's a dock. Secondly, I built up from here. This all used to be desert too. So, I mean, if you break something, I'm sure you can find sand. Yeah, sand right underneath. All used to be desert. I plan on making this all nice custom trees and whatnot. Yeah, you bite off more than you could chew. Oh, one of the coolest things is the whole time I was thinking, how can I make this an interesting city? Oh, they're really... Alright, I'm just gonna go to bed. How can you make this an interesting city? Because I was actually thinking about having, like, you know, a bunch of buildings around here and whatnot. So as I was building these walls up, and also take a look at this cool floor pattern. So I'll tie in like a stone block here or there. But overall, I'll put dirt here in the middle. But I usually like using the moss, the mossy cobble and this glow lichen. It really feeds into each other. Like over here, it fades out pretty nicely. Over there, on the other side, it fades in with the dirt. So that, because I use the dirt in the central bit, it kind of expands outward and then slowly disintegrates into stone, which I think is pretty cool. I'll show it off before I leave here. But the cool area is actually the sewer system. So I have two like main sizes. So like this is like the big one, and I have little exhaust ports, you could call it, that lead back out to the harbor. So I can get plenty of things spawning in here, like fish, sea turtles. I even brought some of my axolotls in here, so that's where they all live. They get a little stuck on these half walls though. So it's a pretty extensive sewer system. It goes all along the main walls. I got little false exits, stuff like that. Yeah, plenty of ladders to get up to. Yeah, alright. Let's see here. Oh, something cool that I think I really liked is one of these over here. So back in it. Again, it's a very light sewer system, so you can still see in here. It's creepy. You can still see what's going on. It's a really hard thing to get around. I think I spent a little too much time on this, to be quite frank. It's still cool nonetheless. If I had like other people working on this with me, I think it would have gone a lot smoother. But, you know, I got like a little collapsed area over here. You can still get around it though, given the new movement features in this game. Oh yeah, but overall, pretty cool. Nothing crazy, nothing kooky. I just really like the design of complex areas like this. Bring a little life into something that could just be so looked over. Oh man, I gotta. If I only had an Elytra, I could go over there and show it to you. But my buddy's plantation ain't nothing crazy. It's your standard little house. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it. It's on the bottom middle. Kind of. Yeah, it has like that red thing on it. I guess I'll show it. Why not? You know what? I'll take this. I'll just do it. Do I got oh man, I don't got a minecart. Man. Alright, you're coming with me, buddy. Yeah, I guess I got a pretty fast horse. I used the speed trick. So as you can see over here, I also tried to expand into this area. All I got was the terrain. And steep terrain. Don't get me wrong, I like the terrain, I like building it. It's probably it's an easy thing to do. It makes your world look a lot better. Like get over to this default terrain, you can tell. Yeah, I just follow these torches to my buddy's house. I think I got, yeah. I was gonna live over here with him when I first started the world. In fact, I had all my stuff here. I put everything in it in like 5 boat chests, leaded them all together, and just moved over there with my buddy Jacob. So here it is. Nothing crazy. A little disheveled here or there. He has his own villagers, hence the whole slave trade. But he has plenty of automatic stuff. Yeah, nothing crazy. Although he does have on the top of his house a lightning rod. Because, for those of you who don't know, many plantation houses have fancy stone pillars on the front or foundations. And eventually they'll just burn down accidentally, and all that are left is those stone pillars. So he wanted to try and implement that. This is also one of the first worlds where we went and found mangrove biomes just came. So we started the new world and wanted to mess around with that. It's another reason why I had that little red tavern. Yeah, anyway, that's this world done for. Thanks for watching. Be sure to post something new soon.